Hi there, I'm Andrew Blount, proud principal of Greenbrier West, and we are here tonight to make homemade oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. I am going to be using a variation of a recipe that's found on the back of the Ghirardelli chocolate chips. To start off with, we're going to turn our ovens on and preheat them to 375 degrees. So get your ovens ready and let's get going. First step, we're going to be mixing 2 1/4 cup of flour. There we go. With 1 teaspoon of baking soda, already measured, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm using 1/4 teaspoon of salt because I have salted butter. If you have unsalted butter, it's 1/2 teaspoon of salt. But since I have salted butter, I'm only needing 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Stir these ingredients up and move on to the next step. We now have a separate bowl. This is empty, and we're about to add our brown sugar. I have light brown sugar, 3/4 cup of light brown sugar. I have 3/4 cup of sugar and 1 cup of softened butter, which is the same thing as 2 sticks of butter. Now, a big secret to success for making these cookies is the temperature of the butter. So if you forgot to earlier, it's definitely a lot better if you soften the butter. And a cool trick that we've done to do this on a shorter time scale is we shredded the butter, and it helps it to soften a lot faster. So soft butter makes a big difference. So if you think of it, set the butter ahead outside for the fridge next time ahead of time. So we're gonna add the butter, and then we'll move on to the next step. Take a look at what we got here. You can now see the consistency is nice and smooth and creamy. We now are adding the 2 eggs to our brown sugar and butter mix. And we're gonna cream this again. We're now adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla into the same mixture that we've been working on. Mix it again until it's smooth again. Now we're returning back to our dry mixture that we set aside before. We're going to slowly stir this in with our creamy mixture. Here we go. We now have our 2 cups of oatmeal that we've measured out, and we use the instant version of oatmeal. We're going to slowly mix it in with our batter here. So don't just dump the whole thing in, you have to slowly work it in. We've measured out 2 cups of our favorite chocolate chips. We do prefer Ghirardelli chocolate chips. We think they taste a little bit better than Nestle, but any chocolate chips will work. I would recommend semi-sweet chocolate chips though. So here we go, we're gonna mix them in slowly. Again, this is very hard to mix in, so even our powerful mixer sometimes is not powerful enough, so we do this by hand. You can see what the consistency looks like when we're here at the end, getting all the chocolate chips mixed in. So now we're measuring out by tablespoon, and we're gonna put it on a cookie sheet, just like that. We've got the temperature set to 375 degrees. The recipe calls for 9 to 11 minutes. We like to play it safe though. We start with 8 minutes because there's nothing better than a really soft, gooey cookie. So we aim on the side of undercooked rather than overcooked. So let's start with 8 minutes first and see how they do. Okay, 8 minutes has gone by and our oven cooks a little hot, so we think our cookies are actually done. Let's pull them out. You can see they're slightly brown on the edges, but still kind of lightish brown on the top. They will continue to cook as we let them sit for a minute. And we're gonna set these out for 1 minute. Now preventing your cookies from overcooking is a challenging process, but one tip we have is we like to use a cooling rack. So 1 minute after we take them out of the oven, we quickly transfer them over to a cooling rack. Just like so. We're going to keep repeating this process, putting cookie dough on the sheet, cooking it for 9 to 11 minutes, putting it on the cooling rack until we're done with all our cookies. Okay, we've got some of our taste testers here. Let's see what the cookies taste like. Here we go. What do you guys think? Yeah, go ahead.
It's awesome. It's squishy.
The oatmeal makes it taste much better.
Yeah, definitely.